Okay, so now I gotta figure out that.
Hi, guys.
So I'm not sure we are legal to have a meeting, but we can conversate.
Yeah, you
He's
are.
the cause.
Converse.
Doesn't he need to be doesn't he need to be sworn in and approved by the council, or is he still good for this meeting?
No, I'm so good at this.
Perfect.
I
Are
think he's
you
up,
willing to stay on?
so-
Okay, good,
Absolutely.
good, okay.
so yeah,
Dean is also up. So I need to check with him, and so,
all right.
Yep,
You're all set.
absolutely.
perfect, so. Yeah. I'm saying that. Okay, let's call this meeting to order. Any public comment? John, you have a public comment?
I do.
Okay,
I watched the council meeting and the presentation about pickleball, and I've had a chance to think about it, and I think that's a wonderful idea. In terms of this, what's it called, this Spark grant.
mhm,
So my suggestion is go big.
Yep.
Rip out the existing stuff and go big, because
Fix the issue and then start brush type thing.
yeah, that's it, and make it really nice, and because you would draw people in during the daytime all summer long. So as a property owner with a business and other businesses, you know, that would be more business for the bar, the ice cream, the coffee shop. And then, you know, if they have sore muscles, they can come to the CBD store.
there you go.
And so that was one point, but I also think focusing on just one project is problem. And I don't know, Paul is the expert on this, but I just think a focus on one project enhances success. And I would also throw in a match. I would, as the marijuana operator, because we are licensed, the city got $56,000 in funds this last year. So I think that's in the general fund, so it would be good for us to see that being used in a specific project.
Mhm.
And so those are my thoughts.
Okay, excellent.
Thank
So,
you.
Yes, thank you. I'm not gonna comment now because we'll get down to the agenda and I will. A lot of discussion on that. So anybody online, anybody public comments online?
Paula's on there, that's it.
Hi, Paula.
Nope,
Or
Nope.
it's just under her name.
It's under her name. You guys are taking notes, right?
it's just under her name.
Kim, you're taking notes, all right?
Yep,
Perfect.
Good, because I don't have a pen.
I don't either. All right, do we have a motion to
If you
approve?
need one.
Yeah.
Move to approve the minutes from October's meeting.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. All right. First order of business, elect the chairperson for this committee. I can no longer be. I can be on the committee. We can have two folks from the city council on this committee, but neither of us can be the chairperson. So, can't be Dina or me. So I don't know if we want to wait. I mean, I'm gonna suggest we, do you want to do it, Tony?
We can still run the meeting if we don't have, we can't run the meeting, right, without a chairperson?
Well, I probably can be the
Technically can,
chairperson,
but-
tonight, and we can discuss, and we really don't, other than this, we really don't have a decision.
Yeah.
We're gonna make, right? It's gonna be all decisions, so.
Do you want me to
let's-
nominate you?
What's
Do
that?
you want me to nominate you?
I mean.
I don't know you, I'm sorry, I'm Dina.
Oh, I'm sorry, Randy Craig, am I saying your last name right?
Hi. Oh,
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
perfect.
So.
You were the other runner-up.
But
All right,
his wife lost him the election.
I don't get that, but okay,
Sorry,
Yeah,
that's funny.
so
one vote.
one vote is. and-
Oh, yeah, because it was 183, 184.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
yeah, so,
all right.
okay.
So,
Are you
yeah, is
interested?
that a yes or no? It's just, I
Okay,
think you would be good for it.
you nominated, do we have a second?
I would nominate that.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
I,
All opposed, say aye.
I'd say you're very knowledgeable.
Okay, you want to do this tonight's meeting? You want to take over next time?
I will take over next time.
Perfect.
You're already
I'm
sitting in the chair.
good with that. And like I said, after this, it's all discussions.
This is
Right?
so
So,
official.
yeah.
I love it.
All right. So second item of business is pickleball. And I'm gonna touch on, kind of give you all up to speed on a couple of things, and maybe you guys watch city council and you've caught all this, right? But the pickleball, the Spark grant, the tennis courts that John was talking about are all tied together, right? So we had a lady in here at the city council last week talking about wanting to get more true pickleball courts.
This
And-
letter.
Yes, yes.
And
Yep.
fixing up what we have, because
But,
it's
yeah.
slimy and wet.
Right.
and
Right, and part of that was getting the tennis courts usable
Up to par.
up to par, right? Her was for pickleball, but I kind of split it into two things, right? Maintenance on the tennis courts. We should be maintaining those tennis courts, and they've fallen into somewhat of disrepair.
Mhm.
And then figuring out how to do pickleball. And to me, that's easy, that's quick, that's small, I mean, relatively speaking. Fixing the tennis courts is gonna be
But, yeah.
the problem,
Big.
right? The big thing,
Yeah.
right? The Spark grant, second item on the list. Don't fully understand it, and Dina, help me.
I don't know
It's
if
a grant that we just found out about, Paula just found out about. It's between 100,000 and $1 million we can get for projects.
Looks pretty sweet.
Yeah. And
Like he said, go big. Like,
go big.
That's what I was thinking,
But
like,
the application is due the 19th of December.
Got it.
A month from, yeah.
Yes.
No.
so if we have any ideas to throw, we need to throw them like now.
Right.
Well, and I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger, a little bit more planning. Yes, we need to do that for the SMART grant,
Yeah,
but we need to do that moving forward. So if something comes up like this, we have something in our hip pocket.
Mhm.
right.
Oh, yeah, we talked about Roosevelt Row doing things down there, right?
Yeah.
But we never
Yeah,
better
there's,
defined it.
Right.
So,
this is something that needs love now,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
people have been asking for it for how long?
right,
It's been on the agenda for council and planning commission for the last 2-3 months.
but I will agree with John, fixing the tennis courts and the pickleball is not big enough for this Spark grant. We need to come up with more.
Yeah,
Yeah, and just a quick research online and just what I was finding, like the cost to resurface a tennis court was like $8,000 or something.
Right.
So I mean, that would fall significantly short from the minimum of needing a, $100,000.
I definitely think like, to up that, I guess, somebody was saying that we needed more cameras down there, like more lights down there, because there was vandalism. So I mean, that could all be put into that as well.
I'll put in, yep. And I don't know, so part of what I don't know is can we, and I'm gonna make some stuff up, kind of, okay? Well, can we put fixing the tennis courts with building a pavilion on Roosevelt Row with doing X, Y, or Z, putting lights on the baseball field at Bates Scout Park, right?
Water
Yeah.
improvement
Is it
Can we
too?
get-
At Faith Scout, I mean.
Yes, yes, right, that's a good one, yes.
Can it be a parks?
Can it be a parks? Yes, and that's what I don't
That'd be
know,
sweet.
Yeah.
right? Does it have to be a project, and do we have to take
Right,
something and say, okay, we're gonna,
do this one thing.
we're gonna
But like he
spruce up
said,
McClintock Park,
if you stick to one thing, then you're gonna perfect that one thing rather than scattering.
right?
But at the same time, we want all these things, but
Yeah, but if we can get a grant for $500,000 that makes this perfect, and that perfect, and that perfect,
Sure.
why the heck not?
Sure.
I agree.
Okay,
Well.
Well,
we can apply like 3 separate projects.
okay,
Okay,
So if we want to have a McClintock grant, a Bates Scout Park grant, and then something else, we can submit up to 3, and there's like different rounds. So they
Okay.
said the first round is gonna be picked by the end of December, and then any grants that are still left will move on to the next round. And then we also can resubmit also in the next round, and, but seems smart to put all three in if we have three.
Perfect. Thank
So
you.
they're eligible every round.
Is that like individually?
That's what it sounds like, individual. So it would be 3 individual projects. I mean, I
Something to
can
keep in mind.
think of, so if it's a McClintock grant. I think, I mean, this is the first time we've heard about more
Security.
cameras,
Cameras,
security, whatever.
lights.
I mean, easy way to bump the number up. Specifically on tennis courts would be to completely rip out what is there
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Fix
do
the
all
water
new
stuff.
concrete.
Yep.
I mean, that would be
Right.
a pretty significant chunk, and I mean, it's totally justified. It's,
And we could repair any skate park needs, anything like that, because kids are always there, so why not take
Yeah.
care of it? I mean,
Do you want to
they're
limit it?
always
to
there.
2 courts too? Is that something that? was
Good thought.
discussed? Like, I
Good-
mean, could it be 4 instead of 2? Is
Could
there
be.
room, is there room for it?
I think more people are gonna
potential
play
expand.
pickleball and tennis than volleyball. I mean, no offense to volleyball, but
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never seen
I
anybody play
have
volleyball.
never
And the
seen.
volleyball court
Never
is in disarray as well. and
Yeah.
It's overgrown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So do we need 4, I'm gonna say tennis courts? I get that, I mean, a pickleball is half a tennis court, right?
But you could put, like, I know there's basketball at Bait Scout, you could put a basketball thing. That's what we had at the top of the hill when I was little, was the tennis with the basketball hoops.
Yep.
We loved it.
I'm just jumping in here, but I don't know how this ties into like schools and things like that, but I grew up in Chesaning, and we had a tennis program, and one thing that I've wished since I've lived here is that the school had a tennis team.
Yep.
And I don't know if that, how, if those could be tied together or not. Chesaning, the tennis courts were at the schools.
Right.
But we played in towns where the tennis courts
They
were.
were, yeah, they were just
were
in
not-
town or whatever.
Exactly, so I think that would be an encouraging thing,
Yeah,
long-term
I mean,
vision
we
to
could-
see a tennis program growing here and, additional sports teams and things like that.
sure.
But
That's a-
in order
that's a
to do
good
that, you would need more than 2, I think, like,
Yeah.
you would need
Right.
8 or something.
Right.
But at least 4.
Don't. Mhm.
There's room. There really is room. I mean, for ideas. For sure.
And I know that's getting away from the pickleball by suggesting more tennis, but.
Yeah, but the tennis
No.
can be turned into pickleball
Yeah.
easily with just a
Right.
couple alterations here and there.
That's,
Well, that needs
And
to
they
be
can
lower.
share. They can,
Yeah, and the lines need to be paid.
Yeah.
The big thing right now is the conditions of the courts,
absolutely.
so. No, you're not off base. That's exactly, great idea.
yeah,
Right.
for sure.
I
And
mean,
then-
so,
In the letter as well, she spoke about putting some type of wind barrier up to block the west wind. And that's another thing right there that
Right.
would up
Mhm.
the number of the
Yep.
project.
Yeah, yeah.
I like I mean, I think it's a fantastic idea.
Mhm. Yeah. Do we know the cost? I'm switching to Bait Scout Park, like your idea of fixing the water. This would be a good example, good use of that. Do we remember a cost of doing that? I remember it was expensive.
C2A is working on, I believe, the drainage and parking as
Okay,
a package out at Bait Scout, and then I have a letter that we received today from the baseball group on things that they would like to see out there.
okay,
You guys didn't get that in your packet?
No,
I,
unless it was added to this project.
I didn't. No, it just came in today. I'll get you guys copies, but, mostly what they're looking at, is they want to build little equipment sheds at each home dugout.
Oh,
And they wanted to add 2 more like perimeter home run fences. And then some safety netting, and there's a whole bunch of other things that they've added. They happened to just have their meeting last Wednesday. So it was all fresh in the president's mind, so I can run this off a copy for you guys.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
The water issue that you're referring to, is that the standing water, just like So it's not like
Yeah, like,
water lines,
It
but the
floods.
flooding, yeah. And I live on West Street, so I'm well,
Yeah.
definitely well
Oh,
aware of that, but
okay, then
like
yeah.
I don't know how well you know Batesville Park, but the fields that are on Meridian, I say they're on Meridian Road,
Sure.
those become unusable.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
It's a very wet area.
Yeah,
Sure.
so.
I loved it when I was little, but.
You wanna go
Play in
splash in the water?
Go down the really tall ladder, right, or the slide rather, right?
Get leeches and stuff.
Go kayaking in the spring there.
Yeah, right. What about Roosevelt Row?
What is Roosevelt Row? Is that where the
Yeah.
car wash is?
Yeah, that
The
parking
one that
lot,
sold?
Yes,
the park, the road is Roosevelt Road. It used to be the, train tracks.
Okay,
And then the train doesn't run there now, but we own the property, like the parking lot right behind it or right next to it.
where the
Between the
recycling
car
facility
wash.
used to be.
used to.
Yes,
Okay.
right. There's that little area that the city owns.
Okay,
So
So did
I think it could be utilized for lots of things.
the car wash sold?
Yeah, it was an
Yeah,
auction. It was
auction.
on Sheridan auction.
Okay.
I don't know what it went for,
I
but
think it was like 50 or 80,000, I was
Yeah.
fine, somewhere in that ballpark.
it's love.
Thank you.
Yeah, we talked about the city buying that and decided they wanted more than,
I'm glad they got
yeah, no, I'm.
what they wanted out of it, because we weren't gonna do that.
Perfect. So where were we going? Roosevelt, oh, the Roosevelt Road supposedly got its name, is it true, Dina, you're the historian of the group?
No, I'm not.
You didn't, one of the Roosevelts on a train stop there and give a speech?
Oh,
I was
see,
told that,
Yeah.
my grandma grew up here, and she had told me that.
Yeah, okay,
see, guys, I know about like Blood Tavern, like that's about that. I don't know about Roosevelt Road.
that's okay, I'm from Bath, we have a whole different, I don't remember the brothers that were shot by cops, and that's what we're known for. So. So what else can we talk about for Roosevelt Road?
What are the ideas that we need?
I think,
Let's
like my idea is, I think it should be a big pavilion for like farmers market, so we can have vendors there and maybe like food trucks to pull in, seating area, just kind of like an outdoor space where people can. Like there's built-in seating, I guess, and built-in booths, but not like full booths, just like space that's where vendors could set up. That's what I think should be there. And it could be like an actual building.
Mhm.
So then we could have it in the winter and then you can open it up.
We get in lieu of doing it in the street. Is that kind of, or like?
So right now it's in the actual road, the Roosevelt Road.
Right.
In the parking lot. But I think if it were, this could actually be parking for the park right here and down there. And then I think that space could be utilized as something. We could have a standing, giant pavilion with like
Mhm.
covered pavilion or something.
And then we talked about maybe doing the ice rink.
Yeah,
in the winter,
Splash pad,
A splash pad.
There's been
So,
couple little.
But like a splash pad would be
Yeah,
expensive to do, but if we get a grant that covers it. I think we need to look at maintenance costs. You know,
I
if
think-
Ongoing maintenance would be $1 million a year, that'd be,
Yeah.
you know,
would that be worth it? Yeah.
but.
I think a dog park would be sweet too, but then there's a lot of people that disagree. But it's kind of even, I guess if they would disagree, they just wouldn't have to go, I guess, but
Yeah,
There-
that's right, I mean, yeah,
I don't know, I think a dog park would be a awesome thing to have in town.
I agree 100%.
I mean, my,
I'm not sure that down there would be. the
yeah, I don't
spot.
know, maybe like in the park or over at this park over
Right.
here, I was thinking would be sweet, but I don't know. I think it would be nice to have some little spot. They're playing pickleball, you could drop the dogs in the little park with it, turn around. Just kidding. I don't even know what pickleball is.
You don't know what pickleball is?
Yeah.
Tennis was smaller.
But I know people enjoy it and they want it, so.
I think of, it's a cross between tennis and ping pong.
Okay,
It's the paddles like ping pong. I mean, they're a little bit bigger from what I've seen. But, and you don't have to run. I mean, you have a square that you should be able
well,
to
I'm in
reach.
if I don't have to run.
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of people like it.
Yep.
Then I'm running back and forth across the tennis courts and. All right, any other ideas?
I mean, I have ideas all day, but I'll stick with
Keep
that.
going.
No, I'm all right now.
Well, come on, do that.
Other work.
So what does the grant application process look like then? I mean, how would that typically work? Does one of us head that up and like fill out the grant, or does the community have to do that?
Paula, have you met Paula Willoughby? Yeah, Paula normally. does.
She's the
Yeah.
master of that stuff.
Yes, okay.
If she ever does want to retire, though, we should. Cause I know that she's said in a couple years, maybe she
Right.
might want to retire, so
Yep.
we're gonna have to have somebody to,
So she fills out the grant application.
she's amazing at that. She's an awesome grant writer.
Okay,
Like,
you just give her the information of what we're.
I don't remember that number, but it's millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Helped us get our grant. Sure, that's, in our building.
Yeah, I definitely, if there was one that you saw or whatever. That maybe she missed, but she tries to keep up on what's around too.
Right. And like, she's working on another one, which is another list here, another thing here, the Community Development Fellowship. Working on that grant right now, so we've been working with her today on that, so. Before we get down there though, that's, so. Yeah, it's, input. I mean, we'll provide input for what we want to do, what project we want to do. Paula and Cassie and Kim will help as needed. Doing the actual paperwork and getting it filed and getting it in, so. DPW is getting together, they're talking more details, like they're collecting information on what it's gonna take to fix the tennis courts and that type of stuff, so. They're working a little more detail, so if we have anything that we can pass along,
I recommend that we tell them. that We probably recommend just tear it out. So I think that's a good idea,
I think
especially if we're gonna run with this. I mean,
I think I'll talk to somebody who's on DPW. So.
but I'm definitely down for like more security, more
Right,
lights,
Yeah.
definitely. Cause someone was saying that, like, I know that there's cameras and stuff down here. I don't know where they all are, but I know that there was something being vandalized down there. I don't remember what it was.
Well, the playground.
Yeah.
Always.
I
is.
mean, I know that it always is, but
so there was Halloween night, there was a group of kids on the playground yelling obscenities and families going by. So that was maybe not vandalism, but. And the men's bathroom was vandalized, I understand, but we caught them because of the cameras.
Good.
So. So that's all great ideas, all,
yeah.
you know. Okay, anything else on the Spark grant or pickleball? Okay, Community Development Fellowship, and this kind of goes into what you were talking about, Randy, about filling out grants. So there's a grant, a community fellowship grant that for $10,000, we can get a student. And it's kind of like an internship, right?
Oh, yeah.
For 18 months to help write grants.
Just be a part of everything.
Yes, the economic development, all those type of things, right? So that's what that other grant is.
The student.
Like they would come
The
here and
college
work.
student.
Okay.
Yeah, they would work here with Paula, Kim, Cassie. They would go out and about throughout the city and talk with the businesses and the schools and they're just trying to bring everybody as a community together, the churches and the school and marijuana or whatever, they're just trying to let's bring
Heck of a
this, no,
combination. then.
yeah. But yeah, they're trying to figure out ways, that's what the lady or the student would come in to do for the 16 months, you said,
18 months.
18 months.
Mhm.
They would come in and we would pay like a small amount and then they would pay them a
They-
large amount.
And they get paid a regular working wage.
And they
Right.
would do a crap ton for us,
Right.
like things that the girls up front can't get to, or maybe didn't think about, or.
And hopefully bring some different set of eyes.
Yeah,
Different
fresh
knowledge,
eyes.
fresh eyes to things, right? So
And when would that start?
I don't know for sure. I mean, I don't know, I mean, when the
Okay.
grant gets
It's-
approved, but it again has to be done in by
Yeah, it has to be done by the 7th of
7th of
December.
December, so it's. Has to be done, and I don't know when we heard about it. We heard about
We
it
heard
in the
about.
We heard
council
about it.
meeting.
council meeting last week, right? So,
Cool.
Yeah.
I
I
don't-
think it would be beneficial to.
Yeah.
Langsberg in general.
yeah, oh, yeah. Mhm.
So is there a decision to be made there, or it's just that
Not
it's
tonight.
happening?
I think
we're
it's
So-
applying
it's an
for it?
informational type thing
Yeah.
for us.
So the decision was made at city council,
Mhm.
Okay,
to go ahead and apply
Yeah.
for the grant.
great.
So
right?
that is out there and she's doing that.
Right,
or has
yep.
done
And
So,
if adapted, that would be an available resource for us.
yes,
Yeah.
The city.
Yep.
Fantastic.
so,
It says, I don't know if you guys read this, but there's one person that they did it. Applied for 22 grants, with almost $1 million in funding. In just 6 months. So. If that's solely what this person is doing. With those types of things. Because Paula can't do that all the time. She's
Right.
got a billion other things to do.
Mhm.
This person would be here just for those types of things. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
so more to come on that.
Yeah.
Great.
Um. Can I
Sure.
change the subject?
So,
Sorry.
so hang on, let me.
Yeah.
So that does it for community fellowship. Other items. Nina, go
Yes,
ahead.
oh, hey, just. It was a huge benefit to me. I don't know if you got, I don't know what you have punched over there, but. The master plan, is that what you have?
I
Okay.
haven't reviewed it all yet, but yes. I-
No, it's, yeah, it takes a minute, but I didn't have it for like the first 2-3 months that I was on planning commission, and then when I got it, I was like. Like it opened, like I was so dumbfounded that I didn't know
That's right.
these even existed for a moment, but. So I wanted to make sure that you had that before we left, because
Yep.
I think it's crucial, definitely,
And I've asked Paul, but just FYI, put that together for the new city council folks
definitely.
too, so.
Because I didn't know about it for months,
Mhm.
and I was on planning, zoning and council, which I thought was. Bizarre, but I'm sure it was just something, that somebody overlooked.
I haven't had a chance to review it yet, but I did notice on the cover that's like 2009 to 19. What is it like dated or expired or?
So
Oh, go
We
ahead.
redo it?
We will go through it here probably in February,
Okay,
in March, and go through it and make any changes we think need to be done, wanna have done to it. And, I mean, I say make changes, we will make recommendations that will then be approved by city council.
Yeah, we do review it every year, just to make
Yeah.
sure it's where we still want to go. It's
Okay.
basically like a blueprint of what we're hoping for.
Yep.
Hoping to
And
accomplish.
that's more, I mean, just so you know, as I understand it, that's more than just us doing our due diligence. That's a requirement that we do that.
sure.
It's good to do anyway.
It's so nice to it's like have to follow though, like,
Yeah.
are we following this?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we're
I
just.
mean, like, one of the things on the master plan is get wireless set up throughout the city, and I'm not sure that makes any sense now.
But
Because,
another one is, there's stuff about parks in there and
yeah,
we're headed that way with these
yeah,
things. so-
no, some of it's good, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that, I'm just saying,
No, I
it
know.
has to be updated on a regular basis, because
Definitely.
things happen, right? So technology changes and. So. Well, I had something else I was going to bring up. Oh, do you have any ideas of people that might want to be on the planning commission? Think about it. Because
He's
Richard,
gonna be stopping soon.
yeah, I don't know when exactly. I don't know if he knows when, but he's, what do you call it? A barn dominium?
Yeah, he's
Darn.
working on it.
Yeah, up in, up by Elkin.
Yeah.
And so he will be moving out of the area at some point coming up, so we'll lose him.
And did he have to live in the city limits?
To be on the planning
No.
commission, I think you do. Yes.
I thought I saw something listed on there at Victoria Shore, which would be
Outside.
Victoria.
I may be wrong on
Okay,
that.
so I wasn't sure. But
Yeah.
the city council, you do need to be.
City council, you need to be, mayor, you need to be,
I don't know,
DDA, you don't have,
I don't know if he's their plan.
you may be not.
I think
kinda
the
feel like-
zoning you do. I guess we should figure this out.
Yeah, probably.
I have all, I just don't.
Yeah.
I have all the paperwork of what.
So the master plan.
Yeah,
And
So-
come to
The
you
ordinance.
with, anybody
to
to,
you.
oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, and then we'll have to do like we did for Randy. We'll have to. We'll want to approve them as a group. They will have to be approved by city council.
Right.
And then they'll have to be sworn.
Yeah.
Okay, so. I mean, I think we're good now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm concerned about Scott. Because his new job, we'll see how he wants to, but whether he'll be able to. on a regular
With my new
basis.
job, I was nervous, but the meetings are later, so I'm fine.
Yeah, but you're not an over the road trucker.
Well, I spent all day
Yeah.
on the road
Do you?
today in my
Okay.
truck.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he
No,
said,
I'm not overnight though.
yeah, he called me, he said, I'm in Ohio, I'm not gonna make it, well, drive faster, darn it.
I was in Detroit all day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so. And other, I mean, if you have other, like the DDA, I think we were just talking, we need a couple people for DDA. And those you don't have to be in. And we have time, actually, the people that are on it, their terms come up in July. So. And then the other one. we need-
John, you wanna be on the DDA?
Well,
You're
Let's
like, I have
talk.
so much going on already.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. We are gonna talk to your son about some of these, so.
Oh, that reminded me.
He's up to you with Winterfest right now.
I was
Well,
gonna
yeah,
say, I
yeah.
have a question for him too, for
Right,
something.
Oh, yeah,
else.
there's, yeah.
timing is there.
My daughter asked me if I could help coach her grandson's basketball on Saturday, and I'm like. Seriously, I want to, but right now. I got it, so.
You gotta say no sometimes.
So, well, no, but by the time it starts, I may be okay, right? So we've rented our the building on the end, right? And so there was a floor that we needed to tear up and carpet that I told them I'd tear up because they were buying new floor and putting it down and painting and doing a lot. Okay, we'll do that. Well, part of the reason the floor was raised was so we could have plumbing coming out to the chair. I don't know if you remember the chairs where they had wash stations when it was a salon. And so I tore up the floor and I was getting ready to tore the wall open to cut off the plumbing. Well, I shouldn't say that, 'cause they didn't get it. All they did was cut it off, right? And there was a sink in the other room that we said, I mean, they're just the things coming out. Do we need those ever? No, we don't. So I cut them off, I patched the drywall, they called today. We're doing, I forget, they're doing a meta spot. We're gonna need to have a sink.
So you're
Okay.
trying to find.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, oh, I know right where it's at.
I'm sure.
It's just like, you got to be kidding, you would have been just, yeah.
That's
So,
funny.
but we're getting there. Okay, anything, that's probably something I should say till after the meeting, after we were done recording, but that's okay. Anything else for this meeting? anybody can think of.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second. This is very easy going.
All in favor?
Mellow.
Yeah.